So let's say we want to read in numbers. And we want to find the maximum number and the minimum number. We don't know how many it's going to be. But if the user types in a 0, we want our program to stop. Let you think about that for a second. How would you solve? You want to read in an unspecified number of numbers from the console. Right? As we're reading them in, we want to find the maximum and the minimum of all those numbers. If the user types in a 0, we want our program to stop. Let me go those directions one more time. Everybody understand what the directions are? We read in an unspecified number of numbers. So we don't know. It could be 5, it could be 50. While we're reading it in, we want to find the max, the minimum of all those numbers. If, these are the integers. If the user types in a 0, we want the program to stop. So we know we're going to read. We need a scanner. Let's start there. Scanner, input, new scanner. Java.util.scan. All right. Okay. All right. We know we're going to read in some numbers. So let's create a variable. Int num equals, I don't know, -1. Start at -1. Int num equals -1. That's going to be what we're going to read in from the console. All right, so since it's unspecified, let's have a loop. But even before that, think about it. We're going to have a max and a minimum. Let's create a variable that keeps track of max and minimum. Max equals, and I'm going to do something that you may not have seen before. Integer dot min. Meaning, set our current max to the smallest possible number that can be stored by the user. That way, when we read in, any number the user types in has to be bigger than that. So we can ensure that the maximum will be a number that the user types in. Why do we do this? Let's say, for example, we set max to 50. But the biggest number the user typed in was a 27. Well, our max, unfortunately, would still be 50. And we check. So we set it to the smallest possible value, so any number the user types in has to be bigger. Force it to be a user-entered number. And I'll show you that when we run this. We do min equals integer.max value. That way, it is the biggest possible number. If the user types in the biggest possible number, it's good. But any number less than that the user types in, our min value will be covered. All right, so let's go to our while loop. Read in these numbers. What is our stopping condition? A 0. So what should be our condition? While what? Exactly. While num does not equal 0. Keep going. While num doesn't equal 0, keep going. And actually, now I'm thinking about it, I'm just going to go ahead and read in num up here. We can start off with a number. All right. So while num doesn't equal 0, this is the same thing as saying while num is less than 0 or num is greater than 0. That's the same thing. If it's less than 0, true. Keep going. If it's greater than 0, true. Keep going. And the only other scenario would be it's equal to 0, so stop. That's the one time those would be false. So if num equals 0, well, it's not less than, it's not greater than. Both of those are false, so it's not going to go inside the while loop. This, again, is the same thing as saying not equal. They're the same logic. If num is negative 14, that's not equal to 0. If num is positive 57, that's not equal to 0. If num is equal to 0, that condition now becomes false in the while loop purpose. So you got to think about the logic behind it. Not equal is quite confusing because it evaluates still to true or false. It's just we have not in the condition. So while num not equals 0, he's doing this. If num equals 0, that statement, that condition becomes false at that point, and it stops. So, inside the while loop, again, we want to find the max and the minimum number. So how do we find the max? If what? Exactly. If num is greater than the current value of max, max equals num. So if num is bigger than max, obviously it's a bigger number, so it needs to become our new max. Now how do we do minimum? If num is less than our current value for min, min equals num. Is that making sense? So again, we set the value of max equal to the smallest possible number. Therefore, even if the user types in a negative 14,000, technically that's bigger than the smallest possible number, so that becomes our new max. What's the last thing we need to do in this while loop? One last line of code. Say that again. Well, we already have that condition in our while loop, so we don't need to do it again. Don't we need to read in a new value for num? It's going to check that when it goes back to our while loop. It's the top of the loop. So there's nowhere in this loop where we're reading in a new value. So we need to read in a new value for num. Num equals integer dot %, input that next line. Close the while loop. Cut out that front line, max, plus our current value for max, system.out.println, min. how I'm going to keep running that? Running until the user types in a 0. Because that's the while loop that's going to stop. The while loop is going to stop when the user type when num equals 0. And num gets a new value each time we read one from the console. Let's see what this looks like as an example. So 5, 95, negative 789, negative 650, 1024, 89, 2, negative 14, 0. So we look at this user input. What is going to be our max, just from what we're looking at now? 1024. What's going to be our minimum? Negative 789. Right? Just from looking at the input that I type. So let's see if our program figures that out. Forward, create our scanner. We tell the user enter in a bunch of numbers. Then we say enter 0 to stop. Right? Let's see what happens. So num reads the first number, it's a 5. Max is the smallest possible number at this point. Then is the largest possible number. And you see those are the two largest, the smallest and largest respectively for an integer. Well, num doesn't equal 0. Is this statement true or false right now? Does num not equal 0? It's true, right? Num equals 5. It's not 0. We go in. If num is greater than max, is our current num greater than our current max? Is this true or is it false? It's true, right? Num is 5. Our current max is negative 2 billion, I think. So we go inside the if statement. We said max equal to num. So now our current max is 5. Now we check. Is num less than our current minimum? Is it true or false? True. So our minimum becomes 5. Then we read in the next number, which is 95. That's what this line just did. Is num greater than our max? Yes or no? Yes. Yes. So max becomes 95. Is num less than our min? No. We skip that. Go to the next number. Is num greater than our max? No. Is it less than our minimum? Yes. Now it's min. Max is now negative 650. Is it greater than our max? No. So less than our minimum? No. Negative 650 is not smaller than negative 781. We read in the next number, 1024. Is that greater than our max? Yes. Our current max is 95. 1024 is greater than 95. So now our new max is 1024. And we keep going like this. 89. Neither one of those. 2. Neither one of those. Negative 14. Neither one of those. 0. So num equals 0. Is this condition true or false? It's now false. So does num not equal 0? No, it equals 0. That's false. It stops. Our max is 1024. Our min is 789. Done. There you go. While loops. We don't necessarily know how many times we want it to loop, but we know we want it to loop. We want it to repeat a certain number of times, or based on a certain condition.